Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Tonight, we are talking about the case of Spencer and Monique Tepe in Columbus, Ohio. Police have said that they do not believe that this was random and that the family that they believe was targeted. And when you look at all the facts that are publicly known, we are going to talk about the victimology tonight. Victimology is about understanding why a person was picked or a household at a particular time. We look at the routine, the predictability, and the access, and all of that. We're going to get into it. A very, very deep dive that I have for you. Also, just minutes ago, there was a sit down with the Columbus Police Department. Police say Tepe murder case is, quote, complex as tips pour in and surveillance is key. We're going to look at that interview, all of that. Get ready on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is January 8th, 2026. It is currently 6:13 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States, boys. Woo! Hello, everyone. So good to see you all. Really, really do appreciate your time. We are talking about the case of Spencer and Monique Tepe today, and we are going to be doing a deep dive in this case about the victimology. And I can pretty much guarantee you at the end of this may be a 2 or 3-part series because there's so much to it. But we are going to know who is closer to these individuals and the factors that play. Very, very deep diving in this one. I've truly been working on this one all day. And so we're going to get to all of that. Let me say hello to a few of you in chat real quick. And guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And share this live out would mean so, so much. So we're going to get to it. But just breaking, just moments ago, the Columbus Police Department has spoken out for the first time in a sit down interview about this case. Big things, because they have been silent since the beginning on this. Lock, that's it. Nothing. So we're going to get to all of that as well. Guys, yes, please hit that thumbs up and share this live out. Sammy, thank you for becoming a member just a little bit ago. Appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you, Miss Sammy Miami. I love saying your name. Sammy Miami. Are you in Miami, Sammy? Miami is one of my favorite places in the world. I probably will move there in the next couple years, I figure. Once my kids go to college, and that's probably where you'll see me basking in the sun. Good to see you, Miss Sammy Miami. There's my hobo mom. Hobo, you've been through it, girl. I love you. I appreciate you. So good to see you. So good to see you. Thank you, love. And I appreciate you texting me earlier today. Good to see you. Misty Wolf is coming in clutch, girl. How you doing, Miss Misty? Appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you, love. And there's Sammy Miami again. And then we got Donna Smith, 13 months, girl. How you doing? Appreciate you. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much for your continued support, Miss Donna. Really do appreciate you. Debbie says, I saw in the New York Post video from a 911 call from her days before her unaliving. She was telling, yes, yeah, we're going to get into that. Debbie says, in her opinion, definitely the same voice. I don't know why the New York Post, I don't know if this New York Post is a real one. So the family says it's not, but you know, they said that there was witnesses there during that party, and they say that it is not Monique. Now they're saying it was the wife. Very weird. Very weird. Okay, we're going to get to this. This is just breaking just a little bit ago. And okay. Ooh, I did not get this one. Okay, here we go. A lot coming in here, guys. So make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Consider becoming a member. Greatly appreciated. Very, very much. Okay. We're going to watch this sit down interview that ABC6 did, again, just a little bit ago. First time. And then we're going to get into this victimology, because the victimology is important. It's about not what happened, it's about knowing why it happened. Because the days and weeks, sometimes months, even years, plays into what happened. Because the things that's happening around your life, the people that's happening around your life, and the circumstances happening around your life ends up to why ever this person did this unspeakable act to this beautiful couple that they should have never, ever happened to. Hey, Miss Dolores, good to see you, my Thank you so much, my dear, for your super sticker. Really, really do appreciate you. Hey, Miss Molly's. Thank you so much, love. Appreciate you. The 9-month call was in April. So strange. Yep. Okay. Here we go. Guys, hit that thumbs up. Quick. Here we go. Watch this. Credit goes to ABC 6.
Of Spencer and Monique Tepe. The dentist and his wife were found dead on the second floor of their Weinland Park home more than a week ago now. Good evening. I'm Mike McCarthy.
I'm Terry Sullivan, in for Jessica Ralston. Columbus police say they've received numerous tips linked to a person of interest, but still no arrests have been made.
Today, Rodney Dunnigan sat down with Police Chief Elaine Bryant for the first time since the...
Now, when they say a person of interest, or do they mean the person of interest? That's, I don't know the wording there.
Rodney?
Mike and Terry, Police Chief Elaine Bryant tells me this is a complex case with a number of moving parts. Right now, the biggest focus is surveillance video and a window of time when detectives believe these murders happened. More than a week after Spencer and Monique Tepe were found shot to death inside their Weinland Park home, Columbus police say the case remains active, ongoing, and anything but typical. Police Chief Elaine Bryant and Assistant Chief Greg Bodker sitting with us Thursday to discuss the case.
We know that there are a lot of concerns and a lot of questions surrounding this case, and we want to be able to be as transparent and answer as many of them as we can. Unfortunately, there are some things that we can't talk about for the integrity of the investigation.
Chief Bryant says the complexity comes from both the evidence gathering process and the need to verify it before drawing conclusions, especially under intense public scrutiny.
It puts a lot of stress on us, but I just want to reiterate, while this case is getting a lot of national attention, we look at all of our homicides in that manner. They all bring us stress because someone lost their lives.
Police have narrowed the likely time frame of the murders to early Tuesday morning, December 30th. That clarity led investigators to release surveillance video showing a person of interest walking through an alley near the Tepe home during those hours.
A homicide investigation, whether it's this one or another one, it's a really delicate balancing act between community safety and investigative integrity.
Assistant Chief Bodker says the decision to release the video came after detectives ensured it would not compromise the investigation. This case has garnered plenty of talk online. Bodker says they're tracking the chatter.
That tells me something right there. They said that this would not hurt the investigation. This tells me they got a lot more surveillance, in my opinion, and we're going to get to more of that shortly.
Social media talk does not equal facts.
There are a lot of internet investigators. Much of what you see on the internet, first of all, yes, we are monitoring that, and much of what you read is just not factual. We're not going to jump in on those chats and add our comments to those.
As time passes, investigators are racing to collect more surveillance footage, something police say could be critical to solving this case.
I know it's frustrating for people. I know they want answers. As soon as we're able to provide more information, we will absolutely be coming back to talk about that, to give updates, and to be able to give more information. But right now, it's premature for us to be able to say what the motive is, or we don't have a suspect identified at this point.
Police have not said why the Tepes may have been targeted. Bryant says that question remains open as investigators continue reviewing evidence.
This case is definitely disturbing. It's definitely something that we want to make sure that we pour a lot of energy into to try to address and solve. We want to bring some justice to the family.
Chief Bryant says much of this case could hinge on one detail, something a neighbor or possibly a witness may not even realize is important. For now, police say patience is key as they work to bring answers to the victim's family and the community. Reporting live on your side in studio tonight, Rodney Dunnigan, ABC 6 News.
Our team coverage continues right now as we dig deeper into the murder investigation.
Steve Levine tonight is learning what investigators may be focusing on now.
While Columbus police are giving few details in connection with this
Thank you,
double
Angie.
homicide near Weinland
Love
Park,
you, baby.
we are speaking with a retired Columbus police homicide detective, giving us insight as to what he believes is being done in this investigation to catch this killer.
It's
Listen to
horrible
this.
that happened, but it may take time to solve.
Retired Columbus police homicide detective Dana Farbacher talking with ABC6 outside the home of dentist Spencer Tepe and his wife Monique, just 10 days after the couple was found shot to death in their home while their 2 young children slept feet away. With a case with so many eyes on it, what's that pressure like?
It can be really hard. You still have people that want to try and run the investigation for you who maybe never did the job.
Farbacher served with Columbus police as an officer and more than 20 years as a homicide detective. He retired in 2014 and tells us detectives now working hard to solve these murders.
When they get information, if they feel it's pertinent, that they'll put it out.
Columbus police telling us right now they are combing through numerous tips they've received about this person of interest, caught on camera and seen walking by the Tepe's home around the time of the homicides.
They have to filter through all these things. If they get 50 tips, you've got to do follow-up on all 50 of those. Talk to people, figure out what is the information accurate they're trying to give you.
Farbacher not sharing his opinions on the shooting deaths, but tells us with time, he believes the culprit will be caught.
Saying was always shake the tree enough and a piece of fruit will come out.
On your side, Steve Levine, ABC6 News.
Tonight we're learning new details in the murder investigation of Spencer
Okay.
and Monique Tepe.
So
The dentist and his
that's
wife were found dead
very,
on the
very
second-
interesting. They said this may take time. I believe this is just me. Is there more? Is this
Tonight we're learning details.
just curious?
Under intense public scrutiny.
Okay, just making sure that there was no anything else on that. So they're saying this could take time and that people may know something that they don't even know yet. What is this?
More than a week ago now. Good evening, I'm Mike McCarthy.
I'm Terry Sullivan, in for Jessica Ralston. Columbus police say they've received numerous tips linked to a person of interest, but still no arrests have been made.
Today,
Police Chief Elaine Bryant.
It's getting a lot of national attention.
Okay, same thing. Same thing. I'm just making sure. Rand described the investigation as a complex case with several moving parts. She said the complexity stems from both the evidence gathering process and the need to verify information before drawing a conclusion, especially amid intense public scrutiny. Quote, it puts a lot of stress on us, but I just want to reiterate, while the case is getting a lot of national attention, we look at all our homicides in that manner. They all bring us stress because someone lost their lives, said Bryant. And she also continues, she says, I know it's frustrating for people. I know they want answers. As soon as we're able to provide more information, we will absolutely be coming back to talk about that, to give updates and to be able to give more information. But right now, it's premature for us to be able to say what the motive is. Or we don't have a suspect identified at this point. She saved it right there. I knew that quote right there, she kind of saves it, in my opinion. But right now, it's premature for us to be able to say what the motive is. Meaning they know who this mother chicken is. Or we don't have a suspect identified at this point, Brian told. They got a suspect. I'm telling you, in my opinion only, what they're saying and what my opinion is on this. I believe they have a suspect, but I do believe it is way probably too, immature for them to put out who it is right now, because they have to build who this is. For instance, this is going to be, and we're going to talk about, we're getting deep into this victimology here in a little bit. If this is, in my opinion, absolutely someone who knows um, Spencer and Monique, right? And in my opinion, this is going to be very shocking for the families, and the friends, um, work colleagues, all of that around Monique and Spencer, and they're going to have to, police can't just say and point, right? They have to have the receipts when they do an arrest. And if, they're going to, interrogate someone, which, the person may not even speak. So they have to have it in order. You bet your bottom dollar on that, right? Um, Now, Columbus Police Chief Bryant said the morning of the discovery, the officer sent for a well being check at the Tempe home ended up at the wrong location. After 40 minutes later, the Tempes were found dead in their home, and investigators believe the killings had occurred several hours before. Remember, we have a time frame between 2 and 5 a.m., right? Quote, the officers unfortunately went to the wrong location initially as it related to a wellness check. It was not the right house. He spent about 10 minutes doing what he thought was appropriate. Had it been the right house, knocking on the door, going around to the backyard, doing all the things that you should do in an effort to try to reach out to the family or anyone that may have been in the home. It was not the right location. We later received another call saying, hey, we need someone out here. And so we did respond back to the location about 40 minutes later. That is when we learned and when we found out that they were actually deceased. The two victims were deceased, said Bryant, which is the police chief. Police have not said whether Tepes were targeted, and Bryant told ABC that remains to the open question as detectives continue reviewing evidence. Quote, this case is disturbing, definitely disturbing. It's definitely something that we want to make sure we pour a lot of energy into and try to address and solve. We want to bring some justice to the family, Bryant says. Okay, very, very interesting interview. And that's truly the first that we have heard from the case from the Columbus Police Department, which is very interesting. Angie, thank you so much, my dear, for your support. We really do appreciate that. Been busy with the holidays. We're happy to catch you live. Happy 2026, Pearls and Justin. Thank you so much, Miss Angie, for your support. Really, really do appreciate that, my dear. So good to see you. Thank you for being a member too, my dear. Tina, in my opinion, it's very telling that LE isn't putting the public at ease, saying there is a reason to worry about. Do you think that? See, I see that differently. I see that differently. Um, I don't. I think if there was a public, um, if there was a reason that the public should be worried, if there was harm that could come to any others, I think that they would alert that. And this is the thing, this crime does not it in my opinion, and I'm going to show you that, is targeted 100%. 100% this is targeted. This is not a random crime at all. Nothing was taken. There was nothing to say that they technically broke in or anything. So, yeah, we're going to get to that. Thank you so much, Miss Tina. Really, really do appreciate that very, very much. Okay. I think this might be a little bit of an extended. Is this the same thing or is this a different one? Just want to make sure everything we got is out. Okay. All right. Now, Monique Tepe did not make the tearful 911 call before the slaying, police say, and that is what they're talking about. We have a new video here, and then we're going to get into our deep dive. But I want to give you what's going on with this case today first.
A lot of national attention, and we're very concerned as well. We want to make sure that we bring justice to this family, justice to the victims, but we feel that way about all of our homicides. And while this is national news, that's why it's important when we talk about our closure rate. Closing 100 cases last year, you could see the detectives are dedicated and committed to making sure that they address every single homicide as if it were their own family, as if it was their own loved one. That's important that we pour into making sure our resources are there, making sure we follow every lead. In this case in particular, because it is national news, we know that there's a lot of questions, a lot of people that want to know things. We want to be as transparent as possible, and we want to share as much information as we can, but we have to do that with making sure that we don't compromise the integrity of this investigation. We're asking for patience. We're asking for people to understand that when we can share more information, we will share more information. We want to make sure that when we identify our suspect, when we make an arrest, that it leads to a conviction and that there's no compromise or nothing that would bring that integrity and make that case be unprosecutable. And so that's why it's important that we follow and make sure that we're not compromising it. What we can share with you, we will. One thing that we can tell you is, in particular, we know that this incident happened and we know that there was a call for a well-being check around 9:03 a.m. that day. We did have an officer respond to that check. Unfortunately, he went to the wrong address and he went to a different house. He did all of the things that he should have done, but he was not at the right location. He knocked on the doors. He went in the backyard. He tried to.
This is with a different interview with a different news station.
That did not happen because it was the wrong address. And so later, like maybe about 40 minutes later, there was another call that I think their coworkers came down and the bodies were discovered in the home. And so we responded, and that's how we discovered that this homicide did actually occur sometime hours prior to the well-being check.
We've talked about the social media attention that this case is getting. I've seen several YouTubers, true crime people out there saying, I'm doing more than police. You talk about the integrity of this investigation. So what can you say to those people?
I'll say we're confident in our investigative skills. So I can just point to our solve rate. I am confident our detectives will solve this case. And I can add, Bethany talked about a lot of Weinland Park residents have reached out. We've spoken to a lot of Weinland Park residents. If you've been in the neighborhood, you've seen that our homicide teams are canvassing every single day. And while we don't welcome a tragedy like this in Columbus, we're not an agency that has not seen. We've seen tragedy like this before. We've seen high-profile cases. We have professional homicide detectives that are intent on solving this crime, and they will solve this crime. And so they've been in the neighborhood. The neighborhood has responded with a lot of tips, a lot of video. But I also want to remind people that every single minute, every second of the videos that have been shared, we have to watch every single minute, every single second. And so, yes, there are social media detectives that are trying to get clicks and views. And oftentimes the information they're putting out is salacious. It's intent on getting a click or a view. And that's their role. That is not our role. A homicide investigation is a delicate balance between community safety and investigative integrity. And when we have anything that might be in the realm of community safety, we share that because we care for our community.
Yep. And I'll just say that it's really important for the community to understand that we're going to be transparent, but we also have to make sure that we preserve the integrity of this investigation. We follow every lead, every tip. They're working around the clock to do that. If there is a lead or something that we've exhausted and we know that it's no longer relevant, we move on and focus our resources onto the next lead. And so we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to leave no stone unturned until we're able to bring some justice to this family and to those victims.
There's also been a lot of misinformation that has been put out there. You mentioned the salaciousness, the 911 call from several months prior. The family has said that's not her. I mean, is that something you guys can officially say, that it was not Monique that made that call?
We can officially say that it was not her that made that call. That was not her.
So there you have it. There is a plain answer right there. That is not her. Not her.
You guys are aware of.
There are no calls for service there that I'm aware of, other than what has already been reported.
Columbus Police, Tech 107.
Yes, I would like to ask for a wellness check on an individual at their home.
What address?
It's 1411.
911. What's the location of your emergency?
I wonder, I'm questioning something right now. I'm wondering if this person who did this, the dispatch lady, did she send him to the wrong address? Question, wondering mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is up with that? Because she was not nice at all. At all. Okay. Let me, this is a police scanner from that day. Listen to this.
And is facing that exact address. Now, did somebody from headquarters or somebody flip the camera around? It was facing the wrong direction. I can't answer that. But at this moment, I have
really Cinnamon.
Thank you, dispatch. 49 clear.
I'm reading through the run. I don't think they officially said that there was an official command post. It's not tactical or anything, but I'll tell you in just a sec. I'm going to page through here real quick.
Okay, I thought they were right back on 4A. I can go to main channel.
No, you're fine. Let's see. L4 needs a command mobile bus at 4th and 8th.
Okay, copy. Hey, Ben, what's the incident number?
Going to be 250.
Let's see here.
Okay. Anything else?
3-1.
3-1.
I'm going to have one of the witnesses in the back of my car.
Copy.
One of the witnesses.
I have one too.
So, hey, Dawn, he's the back.
Hold on.
9031's with me. I think they're going to need to access the garage from the backyard of the Spence Center.
I need to find out what code 31 means in Columbus.
9170. 9170. Homicide has been informed, and they're getting everyone together and will be en route shortly. I copy. Homicide en route. L4, can we go on priorities?
Homicide.
3-4 at the front door. Is it okay to come through, or do we want to stand by?
Anybody advise the 3-4 can go in through the front door?
43. I'll be in the alley rear of. Does anybody check this garage?
Check the garage. What they say right there?
30 to 41 and 42.
4-2.
34C, 1411, North 4th. Part of that incident from earlier, caller saying they can hear kids inside. Claudia, you heard one of them yelling. Now we're getting another call saying there's a body inside. S3, if you can copy.
Who's saying there's a body inside?
There's no name yet.
That's the wrong copy.
Okay, because I knocked on the front and door and I looked through the windows, but I didn't see anybody.
Anybody on scene with 4-1?
Holy call. Yeah, I'm going to have a double.
I copy. Yes, if you can copy the saying it's a double.
I copy. I'll be in route.
Copy.
Male 4 en route.
I copy.
There was a 7A on the back door. I have 3 males inside. They were doing a check, so someone can stop them.
43 admin.
3 males inside.
Copy.
9170, do they have enough cars? Or are they going to need more people?
Four one. If you can contact homicide.
Somebody can contact homicide for this.
9170. I can do that while I'm en route. If he can go to 4A real quick, I'll get a few details.
Looks like there's going to be some
April did.
casings and some wounds, gunshot wounds.
I copy. This is 43.
I copy. I'll give him a call while I'm en route.
And this is a double 43?
Double 43.
Copy.
Double.
Hey, 41, is there a gun on scene?
I'm trying not to disturb anything. I'll tell you when homicide do it. It looks like from just looking at the bodies, the one male's been shot multiple times. The female, at least maybe one through the side, through the chest.
Okay, but there's no in sight 43 where it could be a 47.
He'll be under the pillow, but he's, like I said, multiple times.
All right.
The male, multiple.
A couple more cars to hold witnesses.
I copy. Need a couple more cars to hold witnesses. 1411 North 4th.
9031, I'm en route. 3-4. We'll be pulling up in a second.
9170, do they have kids inside?
Hey, firm.
Are you guys good on cars? Do you need additional?
We'll probably need 2 more, but I think they're en route.
I copy.
3416. $9031, I'm pulling up.
I copy.
$9170.
9170.
Homicide has been informed, and they're getting everyone together and will be en route shortly.
I copy. Homicide en route.
Hey, Dawn, you still back here?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, this is probably, I'm sure that they have
That's
everything figured out.
That's very interesting. So he could tell right off the bat that this was, obviously homicide, no GUNs. No GUNs. Male shot multiple times, and it says female once in the chest. Yes, the friends they got the code from the neighbor, and that's how they gained access into this. Okay. Do y'all want to see another interview that the chief did? Do you want to see that one? There's one more. And then we need to get to the banging on the door. And then we need to get to the victimology. Okay, let's watch it. Okay. So this is another one that she did.
Probably was the most high-profile case of the year.
Hello, Miss Hobo. Thank you again, darling, for 1 year, girl. Thank you so much for your sweet. Thank you for checking on me since been MIA due to health issues. Prayer, please, for great news next week. You're going to be great. You're going to be great. And I love every single one of you, Pearls. You guys are so good to me. And I truly miss you guys whenever I notice one of y'all are gone. Not
What
here.
is the latest in the double
Thank
murder?
you, baby.
Yep. So obviously, this is a national news case. I just want to preface that by saying that we think that every single case that we have is high profile. We care about every single case that we have, which is why we don't just stop when a year ends, we don't stop investigating it, which is why we have 30 additional cases from previous years.
Rosie, they may have said that in the dispatch, but the thing about it is that's preliminary. That's just when they first, when they first get there and they were like, well, what, trying to make sense of what happened. But yeah, this is definitely not self-inflicted because they didn't find a GUN. You know what I mean? Lori, thank you, darling. You're so sweet. Thank you, baby. Appreciate that. Very kind. Thank you, love. Very kind of you. Appreciate you very much. Oh, Miss Sherry Lynn. Thank you, darling. Very sweet to me. Appreciate you very, very much. Good to see you, my dear. If you received that pearl necklace, make sure you thank our beautiful Sherry Lynn. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much for your support. Hey, Lakeside, Mallory, everyone coming in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I can vouch for Justin. He contacted me when I hadn't been around. He's the best. Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate that. I love you guys. You guys are very good to me.
That are solved. Our detectives work diligently to close every single case to bring justice to every single family, which is why we have 100 homicides solved last year. In this case in particular, what we do know is that
100 homicides.
We received a call for a well-being check related to the two victims involved in this case. There was an officer that was dispatched to go to that well-being check. Unfortunately, he did respond to the wrong location initially. He went to the wrong location, and in him believing that he was at the right location, he did everything that he was supposed to do. Knocked on the doors, checked the backyard, did all those things, but it was not the right location. Approximately about maybe 40 minutes later, we had received another call because the coworkers of one of the victims stated that they had not reported to work and they were really concerned. So they went to the house, and that's when subsequently the bodies were found of the two victims. As it relates to this case, we are working very diligently to try to solve this case. We know that people are concerned, and we know that people have a lot of questions. What we're asking for is patience as it relates to this investigation. We want to make sure that we don't compromise the integrity of this investigation. So when we finally identify a suspect and it goes to trial or it goes to, we want to make sure that there's nothing that could cause this case to be dismissed or cause this case to be kicked. So we're looking at every single tip or every single information that comes in. We leave no stone unturned. We're investigating it, but there's only so much that we can share at this point. We released a video of the person of interest that we're looking for, the person that we know that was in the area at that time. We're asking the community. We're asking
thank you, Shay.
if you have any information. If you think you know anything about this person, please contact us. Please call us. You can email us. You can call us. You can call Crime Stoppers. Even if you don't think it's something that's relevant in that moment, it may have been something you saw last week. It may have been something that you saw the day before. It can be relevant to this case. Please reach out. Please let us know. So we are asking for tips. We have received numerous tips as it relates to this case, but we do not have at this moment a suspect that we have identified.
I know. I know. There is a lot of homicides in Ohio, in Columbus, and Cincinnati. Cleveland is bad. A lot for sure. Oh, thank you, Miss Catherine. Thank you, baby. Appreciate that. Very kind of you. Appreciate you, my dear. Oh, you gifted too. Thank you so much, love. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, make sure you give our beautiful Catherine a big thank you. Good to see you, Miss Catherine. Hey, Gypsy. Hey, CZ. Darlene. Good to see you. Everyone coming in. Hey, Kim.
Person who was in the video is the suspect, or just someone who was there at the time when the murders happened?
Evidence is going to give us that information as we continue to dig, as we continue to gather as much as we can. Right now, we know that they were there. So right now, what we want is for people to be able to give us more information so that we can then collect that evidence and make a determination on whether that's the case.
Now, there's a crime camera just across the street from the Tepe's residence. Did that crime camera catch anything that's been useful to the department?
We're still reviewing a lot of video. We're still looking at a lot of evidence. Again, the information that we're releasing, we want to.
That's so this is, you know, it's a law enforcement answer. It's a political answer, you know, when they don't answer your question. Did law enforcement find anything from those cameras across the house? We're still looking at a lot of camera footage. Okay. What about that one? Specifically, ma'am. I hate when they don't answer, but I understand they can't answer.
Be as transparent as possible and release that. But there are some things we're just not going to be able to share at this time related to the investigation. But what I can tell you is that we are looking at so much video information and so much content that we're still combing through. So we don't have all the answers. And so our investigators are diligently working. They're still gathering information. And as soon as we're able to, we're going to provide another update.
Is there a threat to the community at this time, though? Community at large?
I'll add that any homicide investigation is a delicate balance between community safety and investigative integrity.
No, I believe that they have exactly who they are supposed to, whoever it is, in their locked eyes. I guarantee you, almost. I'm telling you, once we get through this victimology that I have worked on freaking all day, you're going to see, because it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's going to truly start eliminating a lot. And you're going to see. You're going to see. Oh my God, Cher. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much, Cher. I appreciate that, darling. That is very, very kind of you. Wow. If you received one of those from our dear Cher, make sure you give her a huge, huge thank you. That is very, very kind, my dear. Really do appreciate that. Is that your kitty? Oh, that's so sweet. I have 2 kitty cats. That's very kind. Thank you so very much. I don't know what to say. That's very kind of you, my dear. Really, really do appreciate that. Dear Cher, make sure you guys thank her. Oh my goodness. Oh, Catherine, thank you, honey. Again, thank you so very, very much. Very kind of you, love. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Justin, and all the mods. Thank you, Miss Catherine. I appreciate you, my dear. You're very kind, my love. Very, very kind. Thank you so much. You guys are so generous.
Community safety issue, that's information that we got get out as soon as possible. You know, our homicide teams have been canvassing the area every single day since this tragedy occurred, and they're making a lot of relationships in the Weinland Park area. The community members have stepped up and they have provided a lot of information. For every second of video, that's every second of video that a detective has to watch. And so when we have tens of thousands of hours of video, detectives watch every bit of that. And that's obviously not an instantaneous lead. Additionally, the chief mentioned a number of tips that have come in since we released that video. And our detectives, we have a great triage system that the tips are sent to detectives. Detectives follow up on all of those tips. Some of them pan out to some additional information and follow up. Some of them are just not good tips, but we follow up on every one. Again, that speaks to the partnership with the community. That speaks to the work. So what I'm describing, the canvassing, the review of video, that happens on every single homicide that our detectives investigate. If there's anything good out of this, it's that people are paying attention to the professionalism of our detectives and the significant work that they do.
Do you know how many tips that you guys have gotten?
Several tips, a lot of tips in a lot of different ways. So we've gotten them emailed, social media, telephone calls, texts in person. We've gotten a lot of tips.
In regards to the protest tonight, how do you plan to handle that as protest at 6 p.m.?
We're going to do it the same way that we handle every protest. We have our dialogue team
And
that has been
when we're going to get
phenomenal.
into this again, there's just a lot that's kind of came out today before we get to our main live here. But he just said that they've gotten a lot of tips in various ways. Now, when we think of tips, we think of just what happened that night, right? But it's not about just that night, right? Maybe one of the receptionists thought something may have been going on at where he worked, right? Maybe Monique had a run in at with one of her friends at the gym or something, the days and the weeks, and you're going to see this in this next article that is breaking today about the days leading up to their death. They have to obviously sort through every single one of these to make sure it's nothing or it is something. But the days and the weeks and even the months, sometimes years, not usually years, but lead up to the death. Guarantee it. And we'll show you why.
To facilitate and work with these groups, we want to make sure that people are able to protest in a peaceful manner and that their First Amendment rights are not violated. So we're going to continue to work in collaboration with them, continue to have that dialogue, and make sure that we're there and available to make sure that everyone's safety is.
The year was probably the most high-profile case of the year. What is the latest in the double murder of the Tepes?
Yep. So obviously, this is a national news case. I just want to preface that by saying that we think that every single case that we have is high profile. We care about every single case that we have, which is
no. I'm not talking about years. I'm talking about years leading up to the crime in some cases, and you'll just see what I mean when I'm talking about the victimology. What happens in the minutes, days, weeks, months, years, in some cases. It's a crescendo, right? Something happens, right? It's a domino effect. Something happened for this person to be jealous, mad, or whatever, and then it keeps falling, and it keeps, until it leads up to the day of the murders.
Is why we don't just stop when the year ends. We don't stop investigating it, which is why we have 30 additional cases from previous years that are
Certainly
solved. Our detectives work diligently to close every single case to bring justice to every single family, which is why we have 100 homicides solved last year. In this case in particular, what we do
it's
know.
replaying again. Okay. All right. So we have that. Now, Fox is reporting that 911 call near Slain, Ohio dentist home reported, quote, banging, end quote, banging days before he and his wife were found dead. Spencer and Monique Tepe were found with shot wounds in Columbus home as police release video 11 days before the Ohio dentist and his wife were unalived. A woman living down the street called 911 around 2:30 a.m. to report someone banging on her door who wouldn't leave. Police in Columbus, Ohio said officers responded to the Weinland Park home around 10 a.m. on December 30th when they found Spencer Tepe, 37, and Monique Tepe, 39, both dead with apparent shot wounds. Police didn't consider their deaths to be a murder SUICIDE, adding that there was no sign of forced entry and no weapon was found, according to WSYX. Detectives believe the unalivings took place between 2 and 5 a.m. December 30th. Both of the couple's children were found safe inside the home. Fox News Digital obtained a 911 call placed on December 19th at a residence located down the street. A woman reported that someone was, quote, banging and knocking, end quote, on her door around 2:31. Read the 911 call transcript. 911 operator, what's the emergency? Female voice. So now they're smashing on my door. I think they're trying to get in. They're banging on my doors. 911. Okay, someone's banging and knocking. Do you know who this is? Female. No. 911. Do you have a description of them? Female voice. No, I can't see. Inaudible. 911. How have you told them? Have you asked them what they want or need or something? Female voice. No. Dispatch logs indicate that, quote, the problem left at 2:44 a.m., according to records. The incident took place a 3-minute walk up the street from where Spencer and Monique lived. Police on Monday released surveillance showing a, quote, person of interest during the alley near the Tepe's residence in the early morning hours of December 30th. Detectives believe the unalivings took place between 2 and 5 a.m. on December 30th. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else, or is it just going to repeat itself? In a statement released Friday, the couple's family said that they are heartbroken beyond words and called the deaths tragic and senseless, end quote. Quote, they are extraordinary people who filled with love, joy, and deep connection to others, read the statement. Spencer, a graduate of the state of Ohio University, was known as devoted proud father, a loving partner, and a friend to everyone he met, the family statement said, adding that he was intelligent, warm, and endlessly welcoming. Okay. All right. So, do you guys think that this person banging on the door, do you believe, in your opinion, this is someone that is related to this case? It's 3 or 4 minutes down the road. Do you think it's anything, or do you think it's just, something that the news is? I don't think it's anything, in my opinion. I don't think it's nothing related whatsoever. Just my opinion. But I could be wrong. What is this? Give me 1 second. Around 1286 mark, the police says I have a on the back door. Okay, got that. All right, so we're gonna move on here and talk about. Hold on. Okay, that's the 911 call. All right, so what is it? Who is it that did this? And again, normally, whenever we are talking about cases like this, we're just asking who it is. But we need to be asking why, not before we get to the who, we got to ask the why. And that's very important in victimology. And we're going to cover that in just 1 second here. Guys, if you're just joining us, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. Did I show this one? Make sure. Yeah, okay, we got it. I'm just making sure I got everything here, guys. Bear with me 2 seconds. Okay. Yeah, I think I like the police chief. I think she's pretty good, in my opinion. Pounding. Thank you, Lola. Pounding on the door sounds like a drunkard. So yeah, let me tell you something. probably, oh God, 10 years ago or more. I was on the phone walking around, you know how you walk on the phone and you're just kind of piddling around the house, looking out the window and all that. Well, I go out to my porch and it's like or my patio. I'm just looking and I look down at the steps and there is a man at my steps and he's not moving. And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? So I call 911 and I'm like, there is this guy at my step. It's broad daylight. Broad daylight. And I was like, there's this man at my steps and I don't know if he didn't look dead. I know what dead people look like. I've worked in funeral homes, so I didn't think he was dead. You could tell he was breathing. Um, but I was like, there's this man just at my steps. I have no idea who he is or anything. And yeah, it was crazy. So and then after I look up right there, I notice that my neighbor has a car in the middle of her yard and it hit like a tree. So I'm like, while I'm on the phone with them, I'm like, well, there's a car that's in my neighbor's yard. It shouldn't be in my neighbor's yard. And I think this guy hit the tree. He was drunk. He was drunk, this guy, and he passed out on my steps. I don't even know how so yes, Kim Milton, I have a concealed weapons permit. I do. Mhm. They're actually not even required anymore in my state, though. You don't, but I do have one. I took a concealed weapons permit class 15 years ago with one of my cop friends. So he did the classes. It's when they were needed back then, but they're not even needed now, but I still have it. I walked in the wrong house going, hey, Joyous, good to see you. Kim is a ladybug. V. Oakley. Marini and a banana. Good, everyone. Okay. So it's about the why. Why did this happen? Before we get to who did this, you got to ask yourself the why. What was leading up? Again, it could have been hours. It could have been days. It could have been weeks, months, even years in some cases. But there has to be an incident that happened before someone is murdered if this is targeted, right? Okay. All right. So let's get right to it. Let me open these and my presentations here. Okay. So we're going to get to a couple things. So let me first just kind of show you this of who we are talking about. Obviously, we are talking about Spencer and Monique Tepe, 37 and 39 years old, Columbus, Ohio. These are two good books that I recommend if you are interested in crime. Introduction to Victimology, Contemporary Theory, Research and Practice by Bonnie Fisher, Bradford Reynes, and John Sloan, and Victimology, Legal, Psychological, and Social Perspectives by Harvey Wallace. Okay, this is, we assume, the individual, the perpetrator that took these two lives out. This is what the Columbus Police Department is assuming, right? And the question is, why did this person what happened, right? What happened? Okay. Now, first I want to get to the locks. The locks, right? What the um, law enforcement and dispatch says, that there is no forced entry, right? No forced entry. And we were talking about, well, if there's no forced entry, what does that mean? What does that mean? It doesn't uh it doesn't necessarily always mean that the person didn't break in per se, but it could. There just may not be any, damage that you see. But it could mean that the person has a code to the key or the pins, right? Because they have it on their front and their back door. They have both of them, and that's important. It's very, very important. The person had a key. A lot of times there is also a key. If you don't have the code, you can use the key. Sometimes now you can even use your phone, right? You can put your phone up to the lock, tap it, just like you do your credit card as well, right? Who kept viewing their wedding videos over and over? Well, it's yes. Unlocked basement window, left. Yeah, I was talking about that the other day. I think someone could have definitely, but we're going to get to all. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to show you things that you never thought of. You never thought of. I guarantee you never thought of different circumstances. Okay. It could also mean the door was unlocked all night. It can also mean the door was unlocked all night, right? But someone had access at one point and it could have never been revoked, right? Sometimes you can give someone a temporary passcode. I know for my key, you can give someone a temporary passcode, but that passcode will work until you click it off. Until you click it off, right? Sometimes, I think some of the newer locks, mine's a little bit older. Some of the newer locks, you can have them active for an hour, you can have them active for a day or whatever as well. I'm talking about the keyless passcodes. Yes, Sarah. Right. So they could have forgotten to activate it, right? Investigators routinely find in many old in cases old keys, right? Old codes, old permission. Forgot to take the permission slips and all that. Unlocked entry during a routine window, right? Access across cases, doors are found unlocked because different reasons. Someone arrived home late, right? Someone stepped out briefly. So they have a dog. They do have a dog, right? How many times do they take that dog out a night? How many times? I bet you a lot, right? Does that door automatically lock? It may not. I know mine, it will automatically lock, but if I go from the inside and I flip a switch, it won't. Right? Yeah, don't listen to that unless law enforcement says that that person has been cleared. I wouldn't believe that. You're going to get a lot of bullshit on here, just to be truthful. Yes, the boss. It is. Good point about the dog, even if they were going into the backyard. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Some houses just don't lock their doors as well. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't believe this is one, but I'm just telling you, it could be, right? The garage, if they do have a garage, but it's a detached garage, so it doesn't really matter in this point. The 911 call tells you everything you need to know about the back door. I don't think so. Why do you think that, Rutui? Remember, the neighbor gave them the passcode so they could get in. Right? Oops. Okay. Right. Also, you can be let in voluntarily. Right? A door was opened briefly. The person was recognized. But I don't think it happened in this case, in my opinion. I don't think someone let them in my opinion, because you're just not going to really let people come in your house at anywhere from 3 to 5 in the morning. But what's going to be interesting is they're going to be able to get that lock. And they're going to know what time someone was allowed in. How someone got in. If they came through that door, that lock is going to tell the exact time. They're just going to have to get the information from the company or the factory, whatever. Right? Entry where there's scenarios where entry was made easier by someone else prior action, right? Let's say you're planning on someone's planning on unaliving someone in that house, but you hire someone. Okay, but you say, I'm going to leave this window open. You're visiting in the house. You're a normal person that goes to their house, you visit often, all of that. Well, you could go downstairs and unlock a window. Tell the person, okay, I'm downstairs. I unlocked this window. That'll be your entry point. Very interesting, right? So there's that. Okay. So when the police say that there is no forced entry, that doesn't mean that they're saying not, like nobody broke in it. It really just means that they don't see any damage sort of way, right? If someone is breaking in to your home to steal belongings, they don't give a shit, right? They're going to knock out windows, anything to get in there and get out, right? So that's it. So victimology, it's about the points to who is familiar with your access, right? Who has access to you around your life? Who knows your schedule, your timing, your routine, right? These are things that is going to point to this perpetrator who unalived Spencer and Monique. Promise you that. Right? If someone did not know the keypad, right? If they did not break in, right? They entered quickly. One second. What? What does he mean? Hold on. Someone just texted me. Maybe someone hid in garage. It's very possible. Oh, yes. Stats is going to show you in this case. Absolutely right. Now let's talk about the door. Remember, the bedroom door was supposedly locked, or even you've heard the kid's bedroom was locked as well. But this person knew their life so well. Justin, you're correct. I clean Airbnbs and I make a point to check all the windows and doors and make sure they're locked. You never know when someone will. Absolutely. 1000%. Absolutely lean on me, and we're going to get into all of that. Guys, if you're just joining us, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate that. So this person that unalived these two, they did not know, or they know a 1-year-old can't call 911, right? And a 4-year-old would not understand what happened, right? Neither one of these children in this home present an immediate threat to this offender who was in the home, right? A 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, it's not a threat. A 1-year-old can't talk, can't call 911. A 4-year-old is probably not going to be able to give a description, right? They're not going to remember anything. So these babies that are in this home are not considered a threat to this offender, right? Now, let's say there was an 11-year-old in this house, right? It might have been different. It might have been different because an 11-year-old can certainly talk and certainly call 911. And so an 11-year-old would likely be targeted because it really hurts the offender's time, right? I got to get out of here even quicker because I don't want to be known by this kid. You know, they may not want to hurt the kid or anything, but that kid can say who they are, especially if they know them, or at least what they look like, what they sound like, what they heard, what they saw, right? So in this case, the one in the 4-year-old was not, a target. But it doesn't, the locking of the bedroom doors, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're avoiding to be caught or anything, but it does mean that this action, why they supposedly locked either the parents' bedroom door or it could have been the kid's door, but they say it's the parents. Everything, I always tell you, people do everything for a reason, always, 100% of the time. 100% of the time, right? Now, this is something that's very interesting in the victimology, in my opinion. This person who did this, they would understand the children would remain in their rooms. Now, think about this a minute. It was said by, I believe, the brother-in-law in one of his interviews that he doesn't believe even, the children know anything, and that they allegedly didn't even leave their room. Right? So this person, the unaliver, they're going to know that they're not going to leave their room. They are not going to wander immediately, and they would not raise an alarm of their own. Now, they started raising an alarm after several hours of crying, right? But more importantly, this is what suggests knows knowledge of the household rhythm, the rhythm of the household, right? How these kids might behave. They knew the family dynamics. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Bingo, Lakeside. Bingo. And that tells you this is really fucking close. Really fucking close to these people. Right? Okay. Let me pull up my other thing here. We do not know if the dog was graded or not. Sure don't. Sure don't. But this person knows them really well. One second. My microphone was giving me a little bit of a bitch fit there. I don't think they would say the parents saw anything because they might be in danger. I don't think they would say if the parents saw anything, they might be in danger. You mean like the kids? The kids might not say anything because they would fear that they were in danger? Is that what you mean? If they have a dog and it wasn't graded, then the person had to know them well, and the dog may have bit them. It might have, but Labradoodle or Golden Doodles aren't usually, they usually wouldn't bite anybody. Most of them wouldn't, you know. Okay. Now, let's go over this. Why someone may be targeted? Going and thinking about this, of course, romantic and jealousy, right? That's a big thing. There's only a few what I call base reasons why someone might be targeted. But, intimate competition, right? You might be the lady on the weekends, right? But she's the lady in the nice house or whatever. You never know. Yeah, I mean, that's possible, Annette, but I think, I would hope that I don't think, like I hope that they would feel comfortable enough to talk, that a psychologist would help them feel comfortable enough to talk, but you never know. You're absolutely right. The guy said he saw through the window. I'm guessing that's So, past relationships that ended poorly. Well, we know that at least Monique said that she's had past relationships end poorly. That was in her vows. Right? Yep. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. I remember that. The Pike County Massacre, that was a crazy one. That was a crazy one. For sure. Someone who felt replaced. We don't want to be replaced. That's human nature. None of us want to be replaced. None of us. Someone who believe they lost something, right? They lost something. Lingering emotional attachment or resentment is possible as well. There's relationships where you end them, and then there's always there might be a little fire burning, down there somewhere, a little flicker, and people can become obsessed. Second marriages can sometimes reactivate unresolved emotions. And as you know, Monique, she referenced her wedding vows that referenced bad past relationships. Now, just because you've had bad past relationships doesn't mean someone's going to come in, your home and unalive you and your spouse. But it does tell us that there was past emotional, right, entanglements. It wasn't a cut and dry thing, and that things got bad. Yep, we're going to get to that one, Lakeside. Yes. Yes. And then there's also a crescendo of that as well. So, jealousy, remember, jealousy does not require you to be in contact with the person, right? It requires that only that you feel wronged or betrayed or in some way, right? Yeah, I have them. I have them. I have them. So the perceived betrayal, it's a different type of jealousy. Someone feels lied to, someone feels excluded, someone believes that they are wrong or disrespected, someone believes that the person changed. You changed, or you left me, you abandoned me, right? Other reasons people can get unalived, and we're looking at the victimology. Affairs. Some people can think it's more than it really is. Well, so there's this person at your work, right? And do a little harmless flirting, or maybe it's not even flirting to you. Maybe you're just nice, but it can be perceived as flirting. I've had people tell me that, Justin, you're so flirty, and I'm like, I'm not flirting. I don't really think I'm flirting. It's just who I am. Well, some people can perceive it as flirting, right? You don't know what another person is thinking or how they are feeling, right? And that's important. Very, very important here. Right, there's emotional affairs, or maybe one, yeah, maybe it's a one-sided fixation. Maybe they're just fixated on you, right? This person thought you were nice to them one time or a couple times, and they took it the wrong way. They misinterpret your friendliness or kindness as something romantic, right? Right? Now, financial motives. It's always a big one. Always a big one. Any close RSOs? Yeah, but this isn't, oh, I think I know what you mean. Never mind. I got you. I got you. They have others if, yeah, that happened to me when I was younger. Jinx, buy me a Coke. Pinch, poke, yo me a Coke. Financial motives, right? High income professions can attract financial dependence. Mo money, mo problems, right? You're a high earner, a high achiever. People, family, friends can start. Justin, you've worked hard for us. That slideshow, much appreciated. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you, honey. Appreciate you. In my humble opinion, I honestly don't think an affair was part of this. I don't know. I am, I don't know. Financial motives. Okay, so um, maybe he was even helping an old ex from 10 years back that y'all dated or something, but he was helping her pay a bill or two or whatever, right? But you cut her off or you cut him off, right? But a lot of times, people are more private about their financial situation and, of course, their romantic situation. That's where, most people don't get, you just talk out in public about all of that stuff, right? Right. Professional conflict. Dentistry is a relationship heavy profession, right? Any sort of doctor, dentist, lawyer, attorney, whatever you want to, these are all very much relationship heavy professions, right? Yes. Yes. Employees disputes. Mm, right? Employee disputes, partner disagreements, patient grievances, right? Your reputation conflicts, legal stresses. These are all real stresses that happen in their lives, right? But this person, whoever wanted these two dead, knew their routine, who they are, their home, right? An employee dispute. Well, let's say a disgruntled employee, right? And they've been harassing you on the internet, calling you, leaving you bad reviews, um, making fake calls on your whatever. Well, and for you, it was just, this is your second time or your third time late this month. I have a business I have to run, and it requires people to be on time, right? That's your business. That's your life. And you have to have your business a well oiled machine. And if that person can't get on board with you, then you have to let them go. But this employee dispute can cause real harm because, let's say, they knew something about you, or they knew something about the business that wasn't really up to par, right? Maybe someone was billing the insurance too much or whatever, or you fired them around Christmas. Kids didn't have they feel like they're kids and you just destroyed their lives. It's very possible. Partner disagreements. People change over the years, right? Or sometimes, you start a business and you just realize you're you don't you're not really good for each other. You're not good business partners. You say east, they say west. And then there becomes friction about everything, about how you want your business to be modeled. And then it becomes a tit for tat. You want this, I'm going to just obviously immediately want the opposite. And then it just becomes more deep-seated resentment, right? I can't help but to think it's someone very close, as in within the family friend circle. It's someone very, very close. Okay. But anyone that knows your profession, like this, whether it's, your hours are on the door if you're a dentist, right? Your hours are on the door. So when the dentist is going to be there or you don't, right? It absolutely is. It absolutely is. I know I have literally across from me is a dentist that lives like our doors line up. So I get it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Miss Sarah. Appreciate you that. You followed donate button. You're very sweet, my love. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Interesting thought, crafting obsessed. What a crafting obsessed thing. Heard from a retired FBI agent that I listened to today. She said the Google searching has occurred that had not been good. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And they're going to look for that. They're going to look for search queries who had, they're going to look at people who's looked into their even background prior to the deaths or the murders of these two. Work conflicts, they create, right, routine visibility. Employees know where, right? They know all about your life. Partners know everything about you. Patients know your routine and your schedule, right? And where you're going to be and all that. So it's very, very interesting. Lakeside, oh wow, time flies. Hugs. Thank you, dude. Amazing. Really, what is my thing doing there? Really 16 months. Hold on. Love you, Lakeside. Appreciate you very, very much, my love. Good to see you. Thank you so much, Amy Beth. Thank you, baby. Challenge accepted. Justin did great work on this. Oh, thank you so much, my dear. Really, really do appreciate you. I want to, try to give you guys real content where you can think, oh, I didn't think of that, or something, not just you know, well, I heard Barbara Sue say that they saw her luggage packed down at her car. I don't want any, so there's that. So I try to give you some stuff to work with. Robin, thank you so much, darling. Who wants to match me? Thank you so much, though. Appreciate you. Staff really should walk away brighter tomorrow logic. They should, but it's not always that simple. You know what I mean? Hey, Angel, Maurice. In my opinion, those pigeon shows say a lot to me that could help. Oh, hell yeah, it's going to help. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Robin. Who wants to match me? Thank you, baby. Appreciate you. So you're kind. You're very kind. So listen to this one, y'all. Control and power. Someone resents loss of influence. What if you had someone that, what if you've been, working at a job for, 3 years, and then someone that's worked there for 6 months, became the office manager, but you've been wanting that office manager position for a long time, right? And you was even boning the doctor to help, really get you that position. That's a double whammy, isn't it? But you didn't get that because the doctor knows that you're not going to take the position seriously. He knows you're going to do your job, and he just wants to bone you, or she. Then he fired you. Yeah. Right. If you feel shut out, someone feels replaced as the decision maker. Someone resents boundaries being set. That'll do it. Obsession, right? They resent you. What if you've rejected them? And when we say rejected, it doesn't mean romantically. It doesn't necessarily mean romantically. It can mean any way you feel rejected. Professionally, right? Privately. We would love for you to join this club or whatever, but you're just not it. Oh, thank you, Hedgie Mommy. Challenge accepted. You weren't invited to the friend's Christmas party. Yeah. Yep. It's about meaning. It doesn't mean closeness. It's about how they feel, right? Revenge. Real or perceived. Someone feels humiliated. Someone feels wronged. Someone believes justice wasn't served. Remember whenever you're a kid, right? And like when we were kids, it was a different time. But like your mama might smack you across the face or whatever in front of everyone, or yell at you in front of your friends. It wasn't the smack that did it. It was the embarrassment. The embarrassment in front of your colleagues or whoever, right? Now, this is when multiple stresses collide. And we all feel this in life. We all feel this. Love you, Justin. Appreciate you. Thank you, Dolores. Thank you, love. Appreciate you very, very much. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you. Love you, Justin. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, darling. Thank you, Angel. Appreciate you, love. How are you feeling, honey? How are you feeling? Come on, Pearls. Who's next? Thank you so much, my love. Appreciate you. And Magdalena, police went to the wrong house, reported release. They had corrected address, but went to wrong house. Yes, yes, Magdalena. We was just talking about that earlier. Absolutely. And I was wondering, do you think it could be the what are they called? The dispatch lady. She didn't act like she wanted to do her damn job. Yeah, we know you already called, kind of thing. I was like, damn, girl, chill out. Right? But we all have these times when we feel like it's all piled up on us. Right? It's all piled up on us. Damn. It's all hitting the fan. Who's been there? I know I have. I have certainly been there. Financial, emotional stress, work stress, relationship, right? Your damn power gets kicked off and you're stressed out about that with, something about your baby mama yelling at you or whatever. You're not happy at work and you come home, you're not happy there either. That would suck. But there's different things in our lives where even if it's not, there's just moments where it feels that way. And that's when people crack. Right? It happens. The guy walking could be totally innocent bystander, but he might have seen the person leaving. I won't accuse him until I think this person, I don't think police would have put this person out. I think they would have used it differently, the wording differently, if they didn't know that this was the person. And I'll tell you why. They would have, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, doesn't mean I'm right, it doesn't mean I'm wrong. But in my opinion, I think that they would have said, the person walking along this, way, this person right here may have information about these murders. Could they come speak to us? No, they're saying, we want this person identified. We want this person identified. Big difference, in my opinion. Right? They have a lot of surveillance to go through. A lot of surveillance. He has to know what is going on around the area. He would have called in to claim. Hell yes. Hell yes. Everyone in Columbus knows about what's going on. Yes. Thank you so much, Adele. Good to see you, baby. Oops, what'd I do? Thank you so much, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you so kind. I really do appreciate that, my love. Very good. They want the person identified, even if the person doesn't want to be. That's right. That's right. Bingo. They know who. Trust. Yeah. All of that, right? So the victimology rule. This is the rule to victimology, and it's very important about these murders. Who has access? If any of us were unalived, this is what investigators are going to ask. Who has access to you? Who knows you? Right? Who knows about you? Who could be around you the time that this happened? And what emotional relationship do you have to this person? And that is going to tell you a lot. Right? Access. People that are around you. How they know you, right? What time they were around you, and what emotional trigger you're triggering them, right? Whether that's financial trigger, love, anything like that, right? So which motives best match for this case? Well, no forced entry. And again, no forced entry doesn't mean you didn't break in, but there's only a few ways to get in a house, right? Oh my goodness, y'all. Thank you so much, Miss Tina. Y'all are so nice to me. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear. Really, really do appreciate you. Could it have been someone from the office, likely like a client? It could be. It absolutely could be. It could be a client. It could be a staff member, former staff member, former romantic staff member, current romantic staff member. Thank you so much. Really, really do appreciate that, Miss Tina. And Becca, you're sweet, honey. Very kind. True. Let's catch this mother chicken and get justice for this beautiful couple and their kiddo. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Becca. You're very kind, my love. Appreciate you. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your support. I do appreciate you. Nothing was taken. Nothing was taken, and that's huge. That's a big old one. Sarah, thank you, love. Gotta jump on the green train now. Awesome work, Dustin. We appreciate. You guys are too much. Thank you so much, baby. You are so sweet. Appreciate you, babe. Something's going on my phone. 1 second. Oops, 1 second. Yeah, I don't believe that creator. I'm sorry. Someone just texted me something. I wouldn't watch that creator if they. Sorry. Thank you so much, Sarah Jane. I appreciate you very, very much, my love. Good to see you. Thank you for your kindness. Love you, Dustin. Thank you, baby. Love you too, Miss Sarah. Appreciate you, babies. Good to see you. And thank you so much for your support. I don't think it's anybody from the office. That's just my opinion. I don't know. And I'm telling you, you guys know I don't care if I think somebody like did something. I have to have enough for me to be comfortable based upon all the years I've done this and all that. And in this case, I cannot blame anybody. I really can't. I can have more suspicions of what I know or what I, what the little bit that we know. But in this case, I would feel awful if I was ragging on, one of the family members. And, again, this is not a missing child's case where there's been abuse, CPS, neglect, and all that, which is what I normally, mostly talk about is children's rights and stuff. In that case, I'll fucking drag them to filth because you don't, but once we figure out who this person is, we'll drag them for filth, of course. Maurice, thank you so much. Justin, I'm off to the doctor's appointment. See you soon. You're going to be just fine, Maurice, or a rock star. You're going to do it, girl. Very personal. Extra personal. They need to collect everyone's alibi. Yeah, exactly. Now, 2 to 5 a.m., no forced entry, nothing taken. Bedroom focused encounter. Focused encounter. He was found in his bedroom next to his bed, which at the very least, this tells us that Spencer heard something, saw something, suspected something that night. He was found outside of his bed. If you are in your bed, you're not going to get up after you've been in your sleep. You're not going to get up after that. Right? So whether she was pew-pewed first or he was getting up to use the bathroom of the night, which happens, or whatever, he was out of his bed. And that's big. That's big. Unequal, unshot counts. It seems like this person was a hell of a lot more angry at the male, right? At Spencer than this person is Monique. This person also, whoever this killer is, he was comfortable inside that home. He knew this home. He knew it. Now, you can see it online, right? Like pictures and stuff. But that gives you a little bit of knowledge, but you still don't know where's where, even with the pictures, right? You don't still feel the layout. You don't have that muscle memory of which room's where and all of this. You can get lost kind of easy. Yes, hers inside of her chest, yeah. Dog could have started barking, sure. But this person was confident inside that home. Personal relationship, motive, jealousy, betrayal, intimate competition, right? This requires familiarity, not random. explains the confidence entering the home, fits private space targeting, bedroom, right? This isn't someone that just knocked on the door and, hi, can you come to the door? You open the door, walk away. They waited till you was disarmed in your home, came in your home, went to your bedroom, unalived you, and then left your infant kids there. Right? Aligns with primary versus secondary victim focus. It seems as if Spencer was the main target based upon the pew-pews. But we don't know that 100% at this point. But this explains why nothing was taken. They're not interested in anything in that house that we're aware of that was taken. Right? If this was a robbery or anything else, or even if they wanted it to proceed to throw investigators off, you know, they could have shuffled around through the drawers, right? Or just took something and, you know, threw it away later or whatever. They wanted you to know you're going to be found here. We know you're going to be found here. And that's that. That's that. Oh my goodness, Jackie. Thank you. Thank you so much, honey. Love your heart and heart. Thank you, Miss Jackie. You're very kind. Love you, Miss Jackie. Thank you so much. I love your heart, darling. Appreciate you very, very much for your support. Very kind of you, my love. So, thank you for being a member as well, my dear. Relational motives often involve emotional meaning attached to people, not property. This person wasn't going in there for property, right? God, what happened to my phone? My phone's just going. Sometimes all my messages come in at once. It's very weird. Like it'll all just like bing, 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 bing. Right. If you go to, listen to this, if you go to the gas station, right, and you're in someone's, or you go to the bank, right, give me the money and nobody gets hurt, right? Put up your hands, give me the money and nobody gets hurt, or whatever they say, right? They're there for the money, or they're there for the jewelry when someone's robbing. Not in this case, right? They took nothing. They wanted nothing. They were going there because they wanted to eliminate the people, not the things. The goal was them. And that's very, very important in the victimology. Right? Direct movement to where the person is. Right? Knew that they're going to be asleep at this hour. Knew that they got up at a certain hour and knew how it happened, right? They could have felt like they could have felt jealous. They could have felt like they were replaced, right? Unresolved attachment or emotional rivalry, right? Betrayal at work, right? Betrayal at work is a big one. A partner believes someone is leaving. We're talking about in this case, what we're talking about here is you got, for instance, you became a partner at a firm, right? But you got really popular, right? And your part was making money, real money, right? And you wanted to, go out on your own. Well, what if you take a lot of the clients? A lot of the clients. That can really cause a bummer. A colleague can have a loss of income, right? Partner believes someone is leaving. A staff member feels stability is threatened, right? Perceived abandonment. Those are all right. So if someone believes like a dentist might leave the practice, take patients with them, open a competing office, disrupt income flow, that creates an existential threat to others involved. And this can happen even if the plans are rumored and not confirmed. Just remember that, even if they're rumored. Now, it does appear that Spencer has an LLC that goes to his house. Does Spencer's sister have children? I don't know. I really don't. On that one. I think so. Let me think. I think so. Right? Occupations, right? So Spencer's obviously a dentist. Monique, she is described as a wife and a mother of their two young children. No other job was given, right? Spencer is a working dentist. Monique was his wife and mom of two young kids. Two children were inside the home, unharmed. The killings were being treated like a targeted double homicide, with the reported window time frame as early morning hours, 2 to 5 a.m. How did Spencer and Monique talk about themselves? This is very important with victimology. How you describe yourself. You may not think of it, but it's true. How do you tell the world who you are? Right? Are you all business? Work? Are you all family? You very private? You very ambitious? It can step on people's toes real quick, real fucking quick. It is the hardest job you'll ever love. It's very hard, right? Most creators ask, what happened? But we ask, who were they? Who were Spencer and who was Monique before? Right? We need to look at daycare staff. Was there any daycare staff? Nannies, babysitters? And this is it. You always hire an ugly babysitter. Okay, women. Hire an ugly babysitter. A motherfugly babysitter. Thank you, Sarah. Don't hire just telling you. Listen, let me tell you something. If your husband's a doctor or a dentist or really successful, if no, hire the ugliest thing that has a good heart, right? Because nobody's going to hire someone that's like ugly and a bad person. Right. So you got to have something going for you. Anyhow, just a little silly moment. But these things matter. Friends who swap childcare, right? Kids, when you have kids, and this is very important, and I can tell you this when I became a dad, and I can tell you, you can say this whenever you became a parent. Kids create a predictable pattern, right? Until you have kids. You know, when you don't have kids, I used to live by the seat of my pants, right? You live by the seat of your pants. You know, maybe we should go, you know what? Let's pack up and go to the beach. Shall we? I got the weekend off. Let's go. Right? No. You have kids. Those days are no, especially when they're little. Hell no, not happening. Not happening, right? Hopefully evidence will be found. Oh yeah, there's evidence. I mean, we know that there is there's going to be a lot of evidence in this case, but there's video evidence and there's cartridge the casings residence for sure, right? And they might be waiting for DNA to come back. You think about that? They might be waiting for DNA to come back. Was there a struggle as well? Right? But having kids, it's a predictable life. Drop off, pick up, bedtime, naps. They have 2 small children, very small children. Children create routine, and routine is predictability. Predictability. Social and personal contacts. Well, they were very social. They were very social, weren't they? Everyone talks. She kept the house clean, so they should be able to find prints. Well, there was snow out there, and if this person went in that house, unless they had their feet maybe covered or they switched, they're gonna have something. Whether there's blood footprints, wet footprints, muddy footprints. It's most likely for sure, right? So, your close friends, gym buddies, neighbors, who see patterns. Your neighbors know if someone's at your house that's not supposed to be or unusual. Your church members, whatever. Casual observers can learn patterns just by repetition, right? You may not know your neighbor. You may have no idea who your neighbor is. But if you see your neighbor's over there and there's a car that always shows up there and has shown up there for days, weeks, or years, that becomes a behavior. You may not know them, but you know that car's there often. And that is repetition. That is a pattern. Right? And so people that know that repetition and who you are, time and placement, ownership, who would notice if they weren't somewhere on time? Who's going to know? Who's the first people that's going to know where you're supposed to be if you're not on time, right? Well, your work in this case. Who expected them and would be concerned quickly? Well, that would be Spencer's work, right? Because Monique doesn't actually have a job that I'm aware of, like a 9-to-5 job. Your work colleagues, yes. Who relied on their presence? Well, Spencer's job. The first person to notice absence is often the person most tuned into your routine. That's interesting, isn't it? Absence detection tells us who was watching their life closely. It's only people that watch your life closely that's really going to give a shit whether you're dead or alive. And that goes for dead or alive. So just remember that. That's big. Right? And that's why we're not unalived or we're not abducted by people who don't care about us. Right? Can it happen? Yeah, it can. It's usually just psychopaths. But most people aren't like, fucking crazy. They usually have a reason why they do something. And it's got to be an emotion behind that. Right? This is a big one. Who controlled access to the home? There's layers of access. Physical access, keys, family, friends, sitters, keypads, shared codes, garage remotes. We kind of hit on this earlier. Access isn't just possession, right? It's permission. Confidence entering a home often comes from familiarity, not force. It sounded like, in fact, the family said that their home was kind of like the gathering space. Right? Their home was like the gathering space. And it seemed like, and a lot of people like that, right? There's different types of people. Some people, they want, just their friends to come by, their family to come by, their friends, they don't care if they come by and bring them over or anything like that. But then there's people that's the complete opposite of that, right? Right. Service access, right? Has the plumber been there? The inspector, the cleaners, the maintenance filter checkers, the orkin man, bug man, right? Contractors, lawn services, neighbors who borrow items. friends who stop by unannounced, family with open door privileges, right? Relationship pressure points, financial debt, business expenses, new investments, lifestyle pressure, keeping up with the Joneses, right? Supporting others financially, work, business ownership stress, employee conflict. We talked about that earlier. Client disputes. That can be a big one as well. Reputation pressure, expansion or downsizing. I'm expanding, but I'm expanding without you. Sorry, right? To the owner, the other owner. Work conflicts often involve power imbalance and ego injury. Family and law tensions, child care strain, right? Differing parent styles, boundary issues. Family stress is not usually loud. It lives, it's kind of a chronic condition. Social, falling out with friends. That happens. It can happen. It can happen. Thank you so much, Miss Tina. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you, love. In my opinion, I feel he stumbled across something nefarious at work. Maybe rugs and or money laundering or extortion, and the owner maybe had it done. You never know. Anything is possible. Anything is absolutely possible. You know, I mean, these things can happen. It can be, which it's not as likely anymore, but you know, like what they used to call a pill mill. You know what I mean? Why did I get a timeout? You shouldn't have gotten a timeout. Mods, can you see what happened there? It probably wasn't a timeout. It was probably that when I go to things, sometimes I can't type Roturi, and it'll make it look like I'm on timeout, but it'll say things like I need to subscribe, and it pops down and it looks like I'm timeout. It's a glitch. Yep. I got in my creator notices the other day, I got the bugs that they were working on. They tell us every week that they're working on new things and stuff. But if there was, I was just seeing mods can check if there was any timeout or anything in there. And if it was, because everyone knows you here. So working closer to home gives a person more time to do something they like instead of driving 3 hours a day. Sarah or Robin gave me a timeout. They've got to be pocket. They got to be pocket modding. If that's what it is. Unless when it does that, just keep hitting the chat spot. I know every time I go in Josh's, the labs, or the lab after dark, I can barely talk in there. Hold on, let me look at something. Let me make sure something's not going on here. We will check it out and see what's going on here. Let me see. Boy, this one's a little bit weird. Police say those were targeted. Based on those facts, what does this suggest most? Someone close to their daily life, 48%. Unsure, 21%. Professional or financial conflict, 16. Someone with past resentment, 15%. That's interesting. One second. Yeah, I don't know. It's been glitchy, but don't. I don't know, but don't time out for like unless it's something really, really bad or whatever. Or like victim shaming or something like that. Then that's different, of course. Okay. But all of these are, you can have unspoken resentment or whatever. Stress doesn't cause a crime, but it can create behavioral or exposure, right? Let's say, you're postpartum and you're stressed or you're all of that. It kind of adds up, it builds up, right? Now, the thing about like people you work with normally, these people become entangled with your personal life, right? Because we spend so much time with, our colleagues or whatever. Did I answer that one, Tina? Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate you. Thank you, love. Why I live so far from work? I don't know. I mean, you think he could live closer, but maybe this was just something that he thought, you know what, I might open up a practice somewhere else in a couple years. So, the world is my oyster. I can do an hour and a half of driving every day. Hey, Zelda. I mean, where I live, it's not, most people drive an hour every day. I mean, that's just the freaking truth. You drive at least 30 minutes. I mean, so, but, a lot of people, people's like an hour. Oh my God. But, it's a far commute, So an hour's, nothing really. So, yeah. So, coworkers become friends, clients, become, you socialize with clients. It happens. We've all perhaps done it, whether in one way or another. Business relationships that turn personal happens. Friends treated like family, friends with keys, right? So take, for instance, asymmetrical closeness, right? Someone feels closer to them than they feel to that person, right? We call those asymmetrical relationships, are where resentment grows. It can grow quietly as well. You're not making as much money as, the other doctor or whatever. Who knows? Financial and practical life. Who knew their income? Who knew their debts? Who knew their business struggles? who benefited from their success. People who know information about your money, that's power, that's gain over you, right? And that's why it's extremely close. It's extremely paramount to have good bookkeepers, good office managers, right? All of that, because they know a lot of information about you, right? So I have had bosses who have the staff over. Oh yeah, same. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Many times, the boss will have a dinner at their house or a party at their house, a Christmas party, a Halloween party, right? All of that. You've been in their house. It's crazy. It's crazy. Routine disruptions, visitors out of town, schedule changes, staying up later, hosting gatherings, which they did a lot. These are all very, very important. Fear. Hold on. Shit. Do I have another? 1 second. I might have it. I just remembered something. The first caller, the business partner call, brothers. Sorry. The first caller, the business partner calls, bothers me. I can't put my finger on it, but it is often. Networking. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Magdalena. Appreciate you, man. Justin, when you Google their address, it shows a different house. Maybe mistaken identity. I know. No, you're never bothering me, girl. Thank you. I appreciate you very much. Magdalena, message me later. I'll let you know something. I'll check something for you on that. Okay. Right. The main thing is about this is whoever this man is in the photo that or this video that we got, his wish, right? This is his wish. He's killing. Think about this. This man in this video, in this photo, he is killing the roles that block something he wants. Remember that. That is big, y'all. That is so big. This person in this video, or this, well, the video and or photo is blocking something, right? Whoever this man is in the photo or video, his wish, he's killing the role that blocks something that he wants. Something. His role. He wanted Spencer dead because of whatever role. Business. Right? Money. Romantic. Insurance. Something that is huge. You need to remember that whenever someone is killed, they want you done away with for a purpose, right? And that can be an emotional purpose too, right? A jealousy. I can't stand you being with her or him. I can't take it anymore. I'm going to snap. Right? And when they say something like that, that's the role, you two being together, that's blocking them from having what they want. And that's a big, big thing. At least Hug is in his mind. Yes, if he can't have them, no one else can. Absolutely. 1,000%. And that's huge. Right? Ooh, what the hell's this? Sorry. Someone sent me something. But I'm getting some stuff in, guys. Oh, wow. This CTV News in Canada. It's made CTV News in Canada. 1400 North 4th Street. Well, their address isn't 1400 North 4, right? Hold on, I got some stuff in. 2013, Monique engagement to Michael. 2015, she married Michael. 2015, September, a month after they were married. Oh, did y'all see this? CTV is legit. Yeah. They are legit. Jealousy is a huge thing. You damn right it is. You damn right. It's an age-old thing, right? Age-old thing. Uh-oh. Getting some new stuff. I think here. What's this? Oh, I've never seen this picture of them. Hold on. I'm going to play this and go tinkle 1 second. Look at this, guys. This is a good picture of them. Isn't that a good picture of them? Oh, that's in their house too. Momo, will you marry me? Oh my God. Isn't that the saddest thing? The heat's been taken off here. Oh, trust me, we're getting that back. Trust me. Let me tell you something. I think I might spend the fucking summer in Canada and spring. I might get an Airbnb in Lansdowne Station. Trust me, the heat's not off of him. I'm just saying, relationships look a whole lot different on the outside looking in. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. How long had Spencer worked at the practice? I don't know about that. And that's one thing I need to find out. Let me, 1 second. I'm going to go tinkle and then I'll be right back and we'll watch.
Investigation into the deaths of Spencer and Monique Tepe. The husband and wife were killed inside their Weinland Park home 9 days ago. At this hour, no one has been arrested and no suspects have been named. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Yolanda Harris. Now, we've been following this story every day and pressing police for more information. Just hours ago, 10 TV's Lacey Chris talked to the Columbus Police Chief, Elaine Bryant. And Lacey joined us now live. You learned new information about officers' initial response, right?
Well, the officer was told to come here to the Tepe's home for a welfare check, but Police Chief Elaine Bryant told me today that officer went to the wrong address. Now, according to 911 calls, Dr. Tepe's boss made the first call just before 9 a.m. on December 30th because Spencer had not shown up for work at the Athens Dental Depot. Now, after that call, several other concerned coworkers, friends called 911, and a friend went into the Tepe home and saw Spencer's body in the second floor bedroom. Investigators say both Spencer and Monique had been shot to death. Their two children, ages 4 and 1, were not harmed.
There was an officer that was dispatched to go to that well-being check. Unfortunately, he did respond to the wrong location initially. He went to the wrong location, and in him believing that he was at the right location, he did everything that he was supposed to do. Knocked on the doors, checked the backyard, did all those things, but it was not the right location.
Now, there are several surveillance cameras, including a city crime camera just across the street here. I asked Chief Bryant today if that camera caught any of the crime on camera. She would not answer that question, saying it's still under investigation. Reporting live, Lacey Chris, 10 TV News.
The Jayhawks just found receiver.
I want to
one
give
in
you
the pool.
guys,
Nick
I want to
McMillan
tell you
is
guys
a
some fake
stud.
news that's going around. This is fake news that's going around that you might see on Facebook or social media. People are saying a dispute between siblings can hold clues. The days before the events at the home of dentist Spencer Tepe and his wife Monique, sources said the brother-in-law angrily stormed out after a heated argument about finances, leaving the door ajar. Fake. 100% fake. People put this fake shit out, and it hurts all of us real true crime creators. Fake news. Especially with this AI shit. Okay? So don't believe it. Don't believe it when you see that stuff. Okay? They just want it for money. That's it. That's it. These are real human lives. These kids were taken. Their parents were taken very tragically. And that's not cool at all. Right? So there's that. Okay. I really don't think creators should be saying anybody did this unless they've got actual proof that someone did something in this. There is no there in this. There's just not. Right? I mean, there is no there where something was happening. Like I said, if this was a child missing, we know about the past and these CPS records and all of that and drug use and stuff. Not in this case though. We just don't have it in this case. At all. Fuck me. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Shame on this person. Let me show you this. They put a picture up of their house and what they look is a morgue and a dental records. And then they put, this is complete fake news. Complete fake news. They say, shocking autopsy. Monique Tepe did not die from a pew-pew. She was, quote, executed, end quote, using her husband's own dental tool. The horrifying reason why the victims were found with no teeth. Fuck you, whoever did that. Fuck you. Do people not have any fucking shame? Do they not have any fucking shame? Like, do you not? You just saw it. You just saw it. I mean, how do they get that? With what? Exactly. Like where do they go in their minds to make that up? Right. Well, I mean, that's the reason a lot of people just, talk about other people and don't talk about, cases or anything. It's just an easy way to make money. But they will, Yvette. But they will. But they will. And if you're going to have a working, what we call a working theory, have it based off of something, right? Based off of something. Unreal. Just I don't know. Spencer Tepe remembered as devoted mentor. Oh, yes, I want to show y'all this. So, we know that he did Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and I think this is a way that they honored him here. Look at this. One second, my thing wants to block it. Uh-oh. It might crash, guys. 1 second. Eek. Come on, man. One second, guys. It's wanting to block it for some reason. I mean, clearly, Spencer lived a good life, and he really tried to. You saw the. Here we go. We'll do it like this. Fuck it. Here we go.
The Central Ohio community is still processing what happened to Spencer and Monique Tepe. The Columbus parents were found shot to death in their home the morning of December 30th.
As investigators search for answers tonight, we're learning more about the
Probably get an echo. 1 second. Let me.
lives, devoted parents, a loving partnership, and positive influences in their community. Aaron Simonek spoke with big brothers and big sisters of Central Ohio about Spencer's legacy.
Beyond the tragic headlines, Spencer and Monique Tepe were a devoted couple, committed parents, and positive forces in Central Ohio. Spencer was a role model to many, and to one young man in particular, through his work with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Ohio.
People have siblings and family at home that supports them, but sometimes they need someone else, someone experienced, and they're there for you when you need them.
The mentorship program connects children facing adversity with mentors to ignite their potential. This testimonial video on Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Ohio's YouTube page shows the special bond between Spencer and his mentee, Hans, from 2021.
My favorite thing about being a big has been how I've become part of his family and he's become part of mine.
Hans, a recent Purdue University graduate, now working as an engineer. His mom, Norma, says it was an instant match.
It's like encouraging him that in a positive way, that he knew he could do it.
A mentor turned lifelong friend. Monique eventually came into Spencer's life. And I know that you even mentioned the two of them went to your son's high school graduation party, and Spencer was excited to introduce her to your family.
Yes.
It really was like you guys were part of the family.
We were part of the family.
Jessica Rodriguez was Spencer and Hans' match support specialist, working hand in hand with them since Hans was in first grade.
I get asked a lot for success stories, and I think that this is a match that is one of the best stories out there because they went from 5 years old, first grade, all the way through high school and college.
When you're going through like hard times or when you're struggling with something, they're also there.
It really is wonderful.
And supporter and a mentor all at the same time.
I'm really proud of him and I'm excited to see what his future holds for him.
It's really a testament to the person he was because a lot of mentors could find an excuse to close the match, you know, getting married, getting a job, having a child, but Spencer was different.
Spencer and Monique's deaths continue to make national headlines, but for the Hernandez family, the impact is profound.
Knowing them, seeing them at their house, how friendly they are, how it's hard to believe that there will be a person that will not like them.
The Tepe Circle tells us they don't want them to be defined by their deaths, instead remembering the kind-hearted people they were, with personalities that are rare to find in this world: warm, giving, strong, and loving. What is your message to the person who would have such a violent reaction to this couple?
Did you have a family? It's like, why? Really?
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all.
The Tepe family tells me private funeral arrangements have been set, as a suspect has yet to be determined. On your side in Columbus, Aaron Simonek, Fox 28 News.
Tonight, Columbus police remain tight-lipped about this investigation. They have declined multiple.
Shit, I was muted, sorry. Okay. I said, I understand that in these cases, people feel like they need, you know, someone to blame. But in this case, we just don't have that. Right? We really just don't have that. And it's going to, we need to blame this person. And only this person, if you ask me. Because this person did something. And we just got to wait for who that is. There is no smoking gun in this case. There's just not. All right, guys. So I am going to be back here in just a little bit. You're going to want to hear the next story. There is a woman missing out of Chicago. She is a teacher, and she just vanished, disappeared. And her husband says he's lost without her. And it's a very interesting case that's happening. And the husband says he just found her car the other day, and he's been doing a lot of interviews. And it's very interesting. It's a Chicago public school teacher, Linda Brown. And she is a bright, brilliant person. And we're going to talk about her in the next live. This is her. And it's very, very interesting. Again, who did it? Who did something to her? Kim, I agree with you on the next one. Yeah. Yeah. But Chicago, there's a lot of crime. A lot of crime in Chicago. And yeah. So I will be back within the hour with that one. You'll wanna see that one. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm gonna do Nikita tomorrow. I'm gonna do this one today. Damn, I thought I had it the opposite. Let me fix it. Thank you for telling me. There we go. We fixed it. We should have it there. All right, guys. Yeah, there's a lot more to my presentation. We'll have to do another thing because it's so much. Oh, thank you so much. Best live on this case so far. Thank you, love. I appreciate you. I might edit it into a video. So we'll see. I'll be back within the hour. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. See you guys in a little bit. God bless.